Greetings from all of us at Tanzania Health Partnership, and thank you for tuning in to see these highlights from our Health is Life event. I'm Ann Hushin, Executive Director, and in this video we'll take you on a visual tour of Dodoma Christian Medical Center and see the impact of your gifts. Then you'll hear from our two speakers, DCMC's head nurse, Elizabeth Kyangenyenka, and Dr. Charles Yancey, an ophthalmologist who's been instrumental in establishing the DCMC Eye Clinic, of which there's also a special video here. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you for all you do to support our mission. Welcome to Health is Life.
Our mission is to support compassionate, high-quality care at Dodoma Christian Medical Center, and with our speakers today, you're going to really get a sense of just exactly what that means. In July, we made our first site visit back to the hospital in 2.5 years since the pandemic, and we were completely in awe of everything that we saw. We knew that they were growing, and we've been communicating all that growth to you through the years, but we hadn't factored into our mind that the campus had doubled in size. And we felt so many changes from the minute we walked through the entrance gate. There's the new kidney dialysis building, the new 71-bed patient ward that's nearly completed and is slated to be opening in November now. There's the eye clinic that we'll hear more about today from Dr. Yancey. A completely remodeled building for all the diagnostics like pathology, microbiology, and all the clinical chemistry that's needed. There's the shell for their new surgery building that still sits waiting, and they hope to be done with that in 2023. They have 50 new employees there, some of whom are shown here among them, at the morning meeting where they talk about cases. There's the pharmacy that struggled a lot to stay stocked during COVID. It's now completely full. And there are a lot of vital pieces of equipment that your gifts helped purchase. And these were in particular very life-saving pieces during COVID. But there's a lot that hasn't changed in this time too. There are hundreds of patients and their families coming every day for care, and now nearly 85,000 a year. There are hundreds of women who refuse to deliver their babies anywhere but at DCMC, and there's now sometimes 5 to 10 a day. Dozens and dozens of mamas and babies who come for the checkups during the regular maternal and child health clinics. Busy patient wards that have crushing demand for bed space. They honestly can't wait for that new patient ward to open up next month. There are long lines of women with appointments for infertility care, which is still one of the biggest growth areas for the hospital. The busy pediatrician who sees dozens of sick kids every day. More than half of the hospital's admissions are now kids. There's always a daily dance among the surgeons and the OB/GYN team for use of the hospital's one operating room, which is the reason why they need to build that surgery building that'll have 4 new ORs and an ICU in it. There's the dental clinic, always with a full waiting room. They have the outreach programs, which had been suspended during COVID, but they have all been renewed and are active out in the communities again, bringing health and education to where it's needed the most. And all of this is for the people of Tanzania. The hospital is continually pushing forward on their strategies in impressive and intentional ways. They really want to be self-sustaining, and that's their goal. And their excitement over there right now for their future is just really, really contagious. And we thank you for all of the support for their people. And before we hear from speakers today, though, we thought we'd take you inside a little closer to the medical center.
Welcome to DCMC Hospital. DCMC is a hospital that serves around 85,000 patients per year. It's got a number of services that are being offered from this hospital. And year by year, the services have been increasing and the expansion has been done as well.
We see patients from 250 up to 300 now. We get some patients who need to be admitted, but because of our bed capacity, they have to go back home to be and continue with medication, but we make sure we keep in touch of them. You can see like now almost 70% of our patients are children. Most of even those mothers, when they come here, they will tell you we start with small hospital, dispensaries and everything, but my baby is not getting cure, is not getting any improvement. So somebody told me to come to DCMC, and sure, when they come here, After like 24 hours getting medication, IV fluid, you can see the improvement.
The hospital is always very busy, the clinics, the wards, because of the service that is provided at DCMC. DCMC provided quality, compassionate care to the people around this town and even beyond. They come here for that quality care that they receive, which they don't receive at other centers. We are now facing challenges with the inpatient care because we are receiving more patients than our hospital can hold. So to address that, we are now constructing a new patient ward that will address the need that we cannot fulfill now. Many patients go home not because they want to, but because there are no rooms to admit them. So the new patient ward now that we are constructing now will help to fulfill that need. So with this, we know we'll be able to reach many lives and save many lives. Now we can see the brighter future ahead of us because with the donations, the partnership that we have, we can see this dream coming true. And we see we'll be the center of excellence in the central region of Tanzania.
DCMC nimeifahamu kupitia kuna ndugu yangu alikuwa anaumwa. Alikuwa anapenda sana kuja huko. Kwa hiyo akaniambia nije huku maana huku huduma ni nzuri. Na mimi pia nikapenda huduma zao ni nzuri huko. Ndio maana nikaendelea kuja.
Most of time we find people outside when we go out maybe for just either recreation. They will ask you, are you from DCMC? Oh, that is my favorite hostel.
Thank you very much for everything that you do and the help that you give in many ways. The donation, the grants, prayers, moral support that you give to this place. It's because of you that a lot of people get medical care from this hospital, and we are looking forward to a successful future and our future plans achievement. It's because of you, and thank you. May God bless you in everything that you do.
Our first speaker is Elizabeth Kyangenyenka, DCMC's head nurse. She oversees all frontline care and is one of the medical center's most important voices in its strategic planning. She's beloved by her team and the patients she so compassionately cares for. Listening to her, you'll see why.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. I don't know where to start because you guys, you have been wonderful for the support you provide at DCMC, Dodoma Christian Center. I think without you, we could be somewhere else. We could be still down or we could be struggling. But thank you so much and God bless you. They say my name is Elizabeth. Actually, I've been a nurse, registered nurse now for 25 years. I started nursing school 1992 to 1996. And I worked in Tanzania for 10 years before I came to America. And in America also, I worked for 10 years before I went back to Tanzania. In America, I worked in different hostels. In North Carolina, I started at Wake Med Hostel. I think some may know Wake Med Hostel for 3 years. Then I worked at Duke Hostel for 7 years before I went to Tanzania. The good thing is I had experience over there, Tanzania, and then I got experience over here, United States. For that issue, I managed to help or to teach nurses in Tanzania because of the good quality care I received here. So I'm really proud to be a nurse, and I'm proud to went back to Tanzania to help my people. Another thing, I'm very proud to work at DCMC. Why? Because most of the staff at DCMC, nurses, doctors, they really have good compassionate care, and everybody provide time, extra time to work in order to help different patients. We have special like Dr. Kitange, that is internal medicine doctor. He always help or treat those VIP patients, because when they moved to Dodoma, everybody will be asking the best hospital to get treatment, because you know the government moved the capital city to Dodoma, so we have a lot of newcomers, new staff. So always when they come to Dodoma, they will be asking which is the best hospital to get treatment. So everybody will instruct it, go to the DCMC, Dodoma Christian Medical Center. And when they come, sometimes we ask you, why did you decide to come here? It is far away from the another hospital. They say, well, we can hear a lot about this hospital. And it's really, when we came here, we see the compassionate care from reception to outpatient and inpatient. So we are really proud to be a part of DCMC hospital. Another thing, we have also mothers. As you saw there, a lot of women, they come to DCMC to have their babies, to have maybe care when they have like antenatal clinic and everything. And as we saw, our bed capacity is only 50 beds. Sometimes we get very sick children, and we tell the mother, we don't have beds, you can go to another hospital. I'm telling you, they will cry to death. They say, you know what, I can sleep on the floor as long as my daughter will get care. So sometimes we provide chair to them. They sit and we take care of them while they are sitting. They don't have beds. We can put IV drip, we can do everything while they are on chair, like more than 24 hours, because all beds are full. And we encourage them to go to another hospital, but they refuse. They say, oh, no, the care you provide, you guys, you are people from God. You give me care, but you still encourage me. You give me everything what I need, so I don't need to go anywhere. So we really appreciate for your help, because if it's not you, we could be able to buy medication, to buy anything. So thank you so much for that. I have a lot of nurses who are really good. They have passion to help. We have a lot of patients sometimes who are like abandoned with the family member. When they come to our hospital, maybe they were sick. I can give an example, like the guy there you see on the picture, I think, and I was just talking to this guy. His name is Faraja. That patient was been in our hospital like 5 months. His wife had very little son, like 2 months. They've been there, they've used everything, money. They sell their cows, they sell goat, they sell chicken in order the guy, because he had the accident, bad accident. And the woman was like, and the family, we are tired now, we can't do anything anymore. We want to go back home, because they live really far away from our hospital. So they dumped the patient and they left. You can't believe my nurses, they always contribute like it is average like maybe $5, $10 every day, and buy food for him, buy like nutrition stuff for him so that he can get healed. So you find at the end of the day, our hospital gonna be responsible to pay for all the care they receive. So we really appreciate it is because of you guys. Another thing is, when I am working at DCMC, I tell you, I am always busy. I am the head of nurses, but I never sit in my office. I will be everywhere. You will find me outpatient, you will find me RCH, like antenatal clinic. You will find everywhere where they have pain problem, they will be calling matron. We have problem here, matron. No electricity, matron. The water, we don't have water, matron. So I will be running back and forth. I think Miss Ann knows, oh, Bob and Barbara, when they come, they never find me in the office. So I'm really proud to be a nurse and to go back in Tanzania and help my people. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for everything you are doing to DCMC. God bless you.
Our final speaker is Dr. Charles Yancey, a Twin Cities ophthalmologist and member of our Tanzania Health Partnership Board. He's been the driving, compassionate force in the development of DCMC's new eye clinic. The gift of sight is powerful, and his words will help you see the hope and promise of what's happening for eye patients at DCMC. Before we hear from him, here's a look inside the eye clinic.
Welcome to DCMC. I'm called Dr. Francisco Msonge. I'm an ophthalmologist working at DCMC in the eye department. The clinic is full working and it saves a lot of patients. And this is very important of having such kind of a clinic at around Dodoma, because the area has a lot of diseases pertaining to the eyes and conditions such as conjunctivitis, uveitis, glaucoma, cataract, and different optic nerve diseases which has to be managed.
In a place like Tanzania, where roads and footpaths are extremely difficult to navigate, even for a sighted person, someone who's visually impaired has a really big problem. That's why it's really important for vision and for people who have cataracts to have cataract surgery so that they can see again. A cataract actually, if someone is blind, takes out two people, not just the person with the cataract, but also a caretaker, someone who has to stay with them and lead them around. And so doing cataract surgery actually frees up the person who has the cataracts, but also lets the other caretakers go to work or school.
So having an eye clinic at DCMC Hospital is kind of a very important thing to have, because not only that it improves the ranking of the hospital, and as part of the development of the hospital, improving and increasing more departments, but we see a brighter future at DCMC through the eye clinic. We also see a brighter future in Dodoma as a regional, and a brighter future for central Tanzania in general. A future where we expect to see more improved eye care service. A future where we expect to see more modern surgery for eye care being done at DCMC. And that will improve the visual impairment in the patient. Not only the patient, but and the family. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. A few months ago, Anne and Elizabeth asked me to give a talk about the DCMC eye clinic. Many of you in the audience might be secretly saying to themselves, when is Dr. Yancey going to stop talking about it? In fact, my PowerPoint was vetoed by Anne because it had 60 plus slides, and Anne had to remind me that I only had 12 minutes to speak. Before I met Bob Griffin, I had done multiple medical missions to a small village in the hot mountains of Haiti. One story I'd love to share is about a woman who we operated on, who had been bilaterally blind from cataracts for at least 4 years. On the first post-op day, after surgery, when we round on patients to remove their eye patches, we discovered she was missing. I knew she could have not have gone far because she still had her patch on and she was blind in the other eye. It turns out she was so excited to see again that she removed her patch herself. We found her at the tiny church in town, sobbing with joy and singing praises to God. This story and THP's vision to bring health and hope to the people of Tanzania inspired me. As an ophthalmologist, I am privileged to help restore sight, which is truly a powerful gift that gives hope to people. When people can experience hope, it opens their eyes to the joy that comes with faith in a loving God. Back when Bob and Barb Griffin started at DCMC, they did not need statistics to recognize the medical needs, including the needs for ophthalmology. They could see it everywhere. So once the dental and maternal clinics were established, God put the three of us together through a mutual friend who's here in 2013. So how big is the need for eye care It is estimated that 145 million people in the world are visually impaired. That means they would not be allowed to drive a car in almost every state of the Union. 50 million of those are legally blind in both eyes. Cataract is a reversible cause of visual impairment and blindness, and that accounts for about half of the problem. Glaucoma, on the other hand, represents irreversible blindness. Glaucoma, though, if caught early, can be treated. The DCMC eye clinic is set up to treat both of these conditions. In children, the most common cause of visual impairment is refractive error, or just needing eyeglasses. How is fighting blindness going in Tanzania? Well, in Tanzania, in 2019, there were 69 ophthalmologists. In comparison, there were 53 ophthalmologists in Edina. The region of Dodoma, akin to what we call a state, is about the size of Maryland and has a population of 2 million. The region, which is home to the capital of Tanzania, is serviced by 4 optical shops, 1 optometrist, 2 ophthalmologists, and 1 rudimentary optical lab. Many eyeglass prescriptions are sent to Dar es Salaam for processing an 8-hour drive away. So in 2014, I was given about 1,700 square feet of space and a task to fill it with eye equipment. Dr. Mjingi, the head of the clinic, and the Tanzanian board also had a task, and that was to find an ophthalmologist. It turns out my job was a lot easier than theirs. It was good to remember we were trusting God, God's timing for this physician. By 2018, God had provided a lot of equipment, but still no ophthalmologist. He was teaching us patience and how to rely on him. So in February of 2018, my wife, daughter, and son-in-law traveled to DCMC. We unboxed all the equipment, delivered it via a 40-foot container by Global Health Ministries right here in Fridley, Minnesota. In a week, we'd uncrated everything and set up the new eye clinic. And we held an open house to show the clinic to the staff. One of the young intern doctors at DCMC at the time was Dr. Francisco Masangi. He was very interested in the eye clinic and told us that someday he would like to become an ophthalmologist. In Tanzania, it turns out, going to medical school is free, paid for by the government, but going to residency costs money, about $7,000 per year, which is an awful lot of money for Tanzania. Dr. Masangi and I saw patients together, and at the end of the week, mostly friends and family of the DCMC staff. I was really impressed with his gentle and caring bedside manner. We told him about the flat scholarship that THP offers, which provides tuition for DCMC doctors to get advanced training. He applied to the few ophthalmology programs in the area and was accepted in Uganda for a 3-year residency. So in late 2018, he and his young family moved to Uganda to start his training. In the meantime, DCMC continued to look for an ophthalmologist and ophthalmic nurses. By the end of 2018, DCMC had found both. With this exciting news, we set up a U.S. training team comprised of 2 ophthalmologists, 2 operating room nurses, and 1 ophthalmic technician to go and help train the new doctor on all the equipment that we had sent. Unfortunately, 1 month before we left for Tanzania, the ophthalmologist decided to take another job. So we went anyway, and were very fruitful in with training of the 2 nurses, Elizabeth and Matthew, who are still at DCMC today. We also developed an outreach model with the help of the community health department. At that point, we did the first cataract surgery at DCMC, but without one of their ophthalmologists. Our outreach model was to partner with another local charity organization called Kids for School. Kids for School is a small Irish-based Christian charity that provides school uniforms, a daily lunch, and a monthly sack of maize to the poorest of the poor in our families. In Tanzania, you are required to have a uniform in order to go to the primary public school. When we asked the kids to bring their, we also asked the kids to bring their parents or grandparents who were having trouble seeing. We ended up screening about 500 kids for eyeglasses and 60 adults with almost total vision loss. Many of them had glaucoma, and we had to tell them that there was nothing we could do. We found a number of individuals with cataracts and glaucoma, including one of the teachers at the school who was about 35 years old, who almost certainly would have gone blind without our intervention. COVID arrived in Tanzania in 2020, and with less than 1% of the population able to be vaccinated, it was a very difficult time for DCMC as a whole. However, God had an alternate plan for the DCMC eye clinic. The only other ophthalmologist in Dodoma, Dr. Edmund Mushambusi, had lost his funding from his US-based nonprofit he was working for and came to DCMC looking for a job. Between 2020 and 2022, Dr. Mushambusi took the eye clinic to the next level and kept it running during COVID. So this is what the eye clinic looked like when we left it in 2019. And you saw a video of what it looked like later on. Under his leadership, he further trained the staff in cataract surgeries, and with the help of THP funding, remodeled the eye clinic to its present state. Under his leadership, the clinic did its first eye surgeries with only Tanzanian staff members. And this is a picture of some of the first surgeries that were done at the clinic by all Tanzanian doctors and staff. And that, by the way, is our goal, is to make sure that when we leave DCMC, all of these things are being done by all Tanzanians. He left DCMC in 2022 when Dr. Francisco returned from Uganda after teaching in residency. He continues to mentor Dr. Francisco and operate at DCMC since it has the best equipment in the region. So what are our goals for the future? Another common cause of vision loss in the world, behind cataracts and glaucoma, is uncorrected refractive error. This is especially detrimental to children who are unable to keep up in school. When we did our outreach at the school, we found a number of children who needed glasses. We did have Lions Club's glasses, but the prescriptions were an estimate, and often we had to give adult frames that did not fit the children to the children. If any of you have ever had eyeglasses that were not fit properly, you understand how difficult it would be for these kids to wear them. An optical lab would allow us to fit rural children on the spot without making them come back in a week or two to pick up their glasses. Travel in rural Tanzania is not easy. For our ophthalmology staff, we found intensive training opportunities that would improve their skills, making them more efficient and ultimately improve their outcomes for their cataract surgeries and other surgeries. IOFF offers a 3-month course in India, which teaches manual small incision cataract surgery and phacoemulsification, and gives their trainees a significant number of proctored cases. Typically, doctors in this program get 100 cataract surgery cases, and all in multiple small incision cataract surgery. And in a typical residency of 3 years, they get about 20. We also believe that U.S. ophthalmology residents who visit DCMC bring the newest techniques to share with our DCMC doctors, but also allows the residents to see pathology that they may never see in the United States. If we really want to make a difference in Africa, however, we need to train more ophthalmologists, optometrists, and support staff and keep them in Africa. We can certainly start by giving them the tools that they need to do good medicine and the financial support they need to feed their families. That's my brief history of DCMC's eye clinic and how God has provided. As I said earlier, I'm excited and humbled to be called to serve as a mentor ophthalmologist in this part of the world, using my skill set to bring eye health and hope to Tanzania. I'm hoping many of you will be inspired today to use what talents you may have to partner with us in this ministry. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to hear all these special updates and comments from DCMC. As you saw, there's a lot happening there, with even more to come. Your support means so much to Elizabeth and the countless others at DCMC who are serving tens of thousands of patients and helping DCMC grow. To the extent you're able, we invite you to give now. A very generous donor has offered a dollar-for-dollar match up to $30,000, which will double the impact of any gift you make. The information is all right here, and we thank you. Please feel free to give us a call and ask questions or share ideas anytime, too. We love to hear from you and are always available. Thank you, and we look forward to the next time we share more from DCMC with you.